Hey, my name is Tim Mabry,
My name is Vicente Castanon.
and we're here to compare and contrast Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Captain America Civil War. Before we get started, we're going to do a little introduction on ourselves. My name is Tim Mabry. I am a student of the University of Rio Grande. I was born in Pasadena, California, and my major is business management, and I also have a minor in fine arts.
Oh. My name is Vicente Castanon. I go by many names, Vincenzo. I'm a student here at the University of Rio Grande. I played soccer here for about 4 years, and my majors are psychology and a minor in marketing. That's about it.
That's very interesting, actually.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. We're going to start off by what we thought about the movies. Vince, what do you think of Batman v Superman and Captain America?
Batman v Superman, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of in between the middle. So it's more of a I like it. They did a good job. It was good dark filming. You know, the story was dark. It was kind of slow to begin with. Like, It was just, I was waiting to see Batman and Superman just go at it, but it was a slow intro.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Exactly. I mean, I felt it was just like, it built up, like we're just all waiting for this to finally happen. I also personally feel that Batman and Superman, when they actually went and fought each other, they just kind of, it was really a personal, I felt it was more of a misunderstanding. Like, they could have sat down and actually talked about what's going on. Like, my mom actually is kidnapped. Can you actually help me out? Instead of, man, I'm gonna mess you up. But really, I just felt like it could have been more of they created the Doomsday character or the person they're fighting. Was it Doomsday they were fighting?
Doomsday and Lex Luthor in the
Lex
both
Luthor.
They, like I said, when they did the trailer, I feel like they said too much, and they showed too much, and like they had Doomsday. They showed the whole movie in one movie trailer, and I was like, okay, so do I need to go watch it now, or
exactly?
Which is cool, but
exactly. So I feel the one scene I really like in particular was when Bruce Wayne was training to fight Superman.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it was like a Rocky like
scene,
like, you know, dun 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 dun. I mean, I felt like they just put that like as a spoof right there. That'd be great.
That's good.
I mean, I just wished it wasn't like that whole misunderstanding where it was Lex Luthor behind the whole. Oh, spoiler alert! By the way, spoiler alert. I wish it was more of a kind of a like. It was a fight, not like a misunderstanding. Because like when Superman flies to Batman, he's kind of like, "Bro, I need your help with something," you know?
Yeah. Now, for Civil War, I was really happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did an amazing job, like having all these characters in, like Black Panther, Black Widow, and Spider-Man, Ant-Man, like just having them all in one movie, and they did it perfectly. Like they justified and have them all on the screen. They all had plenty of time in the screen time, so
exactly.
It was a good time.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I felt the main characters, Iron Man, Captain America, like, and then the Black Widow, and the rest of the characters, they had great screen time. But Ant-Man and Spider-Man, I felt they didn't have like a lot of like time on their own. They were just kind of thrown in at the last minute, you know. But I've actually enjoyed Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther.
Yeah.
His performance was on point.
His accent was on point.
Yeah, it actually scared the mess out of me. Like, well, where does this come from? He played in 42 and Get On Up, the James Brown story.
Good movie.
And bro, this guy, I think he's in line for an Oscar. Like, legitness, he is. Spider-Man. Since we were on the talk of that, or actually, that was a little couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, I felt he was right. He
did good.
Now the costume, futuristic. I like the original kind of latex looking suit.
Do you like the lens eyes?
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I felt it was just too robotic.
See, it was a gift from Tony Stark, so I think it made sense. Like, because he said his enhancements were enhanced way too much, so his eyes needed to adjust to everything. He was observing too much, so I guess the lenses helped him focus on one thing. I think that was a good idea.
Yeah, he was kind of even making fun of him. He actually put the glasses on, like, he's like, stop, you know?
Yeah.
Look, other thing, my favorite scene really was, the biggest scene I loved in Captain America Civil War was when both Cap and Iron Man, like, they collided. Captain American, like, threw his shield, and Iron Man, like, ran into us, like, that one slow motion
fighting scene.
Fighting scene. It was just so dramatic. I wish there were just more parts like that in the movie. It was just like the music was on point. It was like a pause / slow motion scene.
Yeah.
It was like, man, why can't we have more scenes like that in that movie? But yeah. But I one last little comment on that. I wish Deadpool had like a scene in this movie or something, or actually was in the fight.
Yeah.
And he was fighting with, like, if he was on the side, I think personally he was siding with Captain America. And I would hope, like, he would be, like, well, obviously we'll see a PG-13 version.
Yeah.
Like, we won't see, like, a full-blown, like, rated R version because this is a Disney film. And I would love to see him banter with Ant-Man back and forth. The banter would probably be hilarious. My last thing also, I wish we could have, once again, more heroes. I wish we could have had, like, the Thing fighting the Hulk. Like, I would have loved to see that, fender bender fight, like, crazy, like, two massive angry dudes fighting each other. But we didn't get to see it because it's like the companies own Fantastic Four. Fox, they own Fantastic Four, and Disney, they own the Hulk, right?
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel. Yeah.
Well, I loved it. I loved it. My inner nerd was in heaven, so enjoyed it. Yeah. One of my favorite scenes was when they were in the airport in Germany. They were just fighting, and I think Ant-Man kind of stole the show when he shrunk. Well, not shrunk, and then he came back into Giant Man. It was really good.
Giant Man.
Yeah. I think he stole the show.
Giant Man. Or gigantic ant.
Yeah.
Okay, now to the compare and contrast. So both movies had the whole government issue. Like, they both focused on if the government would have passed sanctions or a certain amount of limitations to the heroes. Gotcha. So starting with Batman v Superman. Vince, what you think of, like, the whole government, like, having control over Superman, trying to, like, limit his power? You know?
I think it's a good idea. You know, can't have one guy just doing everything because he could literally destroy the world with laser beams or just picking it up and throwing it at someone, which I think is what Batman was trying to stop as Superman, to try to, you know, like, hey, there's limits and you can't do that. So
exactly. In his Bruce Wayne's dream sequence, you know, I find it kind of funny. Superman goes from hero to Hitler in a minute. You know, it's funny. And, like, I mean, Superman's just too powerful. He has to get, like, a little restraining order because, like, he destroyed. It's Superman, Man of Steel, or Man of Steel. Was it Man of Steel? Or Man of Steel. I feel he kind of just destroys a whole city, and like in the very end, like when he's revealed to be, who's his, like, Superman's
Lex Luthor?
Not Lex Luthor. Who's Superman?
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent. Yeah. I felt Clark Kent was kind of like, it was just like at that scene, it was just like the whole cities were built. Like, oh, it's no big deal. Like, we could just Superman's just a little kid. Just make a mess. We'll clean up in a second.
Basically.
But I just felt like it just. Like, when I was watching Man of Steel, when I saw it, it was just like, bro, like, is anyone going to fix the city when it's destroyed? Because tons of people are dead. He only saved one female in the entire, like, city. I mean, there's probably dozens of people burning alive. And then we got in Batman v Superman, we actually see, like, the result of his destruction, you know? And then Captain America Civil War.
Same thing
happens, but, like, it was actually all the heroes. Black Widow, she's the one, like, kind of started the whole issue. Like, she put the guy in the bubble and flew up and exploded, and it kind of, like, got the whole scenario going with the government causing an issue.
Gotcha.
Now, my only thing with that, though, is they finally make a decision. The government, or the UN, finally makes a decision to actually start putting sanctions on the Avengers. Because in the first Avengers movie, it's just Avengers, right? Like, Avengers.
Yes.
Yeah, Avengers. And they just put, like, I mean, there's this one scene at the very end, spoiler alert, that, like, they just sit there and they just, the whole time, they're just, like, at Starbucks drinking coffee, and, like, the Starbucks is even destroyed, and the town is still in ruin, and they're just drinking coffee. Like, oh, we're chilling. Don't mind us. We're just eating, enjoying coffee and donuts and biscuits. And in this movie, they finally, you know, the UN finally does something. You know, they don't just sit on their blue chairs with the little symbol on them. Yeah. You know, and they actually do something. You know, they get up and say, you know what, we got to do something finally. Out of three movies, three Marvel movies, or 3 or 4 Marvel movies, that actually decide to do something. They get the dude, the Hulk, the Hulk's nemesis, the general
Yeah.
dude, and they go in there and he has to sit down with the the Avengers, and tell them straight up that like, so you guys need to just calm down and sign this paper, and all this will be situated. But then Cap, he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to go for that. So that's what I think starts really beginning the fight, between.
Yeah, the Sokovia Accords did have an effect on separating the two protagonists, because both the films had two protagonists. So you had Superman and Batman.
Yes.
And then you had Team Cap and Team Iron Man. So yeah, the Sokovia Accords for Civil War did separate them, which caused that tensions with the government.
Yeah. It was like the whole time it was like this whole issue, like this UN control, like, oh, the UN has got us like covered. I mean, the UN I feel wasn't an entire threat in the movie. I feel like it could have more of like a military presence in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like more like maybe it could have like Iron Man armor suits, or something. I don't know. The next point I want to hit on is a new actor replacing superheroes in like Batman and Batman v Superman. We see a whole new Batman, and then in the new Avengers movie, Captain America: Civil War, we see Spider-Man. Now replacing Chris Bale from The Dark Knight Batman that we've all grown up and seen. We've seen 3 movies with Christian Bale in it. We saw Dark Knight Begins. Dark Knight Begins, The Dark Knight, and also we see The Dark Knight Rises. And all of a sudden he just decides to just throw it all away in the trash, and we get a whole new actor, Ben Affleck. And I feel I'm not really used to seeing him on screen. I wanted to see like just Christian Bale, but
I think he did a phenomenal job. Ben Affleck, the Batflick.
I like that.
Yeah. I think he did a good job, because I think they based off the film off Frank Miller's comic, Dark Knight. And that's like, you get like an old Batman, like he's been through a lot, like he's been beat, he's old and he's tired, he's retired, and Ben Affleck did a good job at it. Like he's kind of old looking and comes back out of retirement. So I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was like the Batman in the video game Dark Knight, Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of like that crude, dark Batman. Like he's more of like the video game type of character, not really like the comic book character, at least the ones I've seen. The next category we're going to hit on is Captain America: Civil War with the new Spider-Man. Now we've seen several Spider-Man movies. The first one I want to hit on is Andrew Garfield, the original Spider-Man. Not the original Spider-Man, but the second up-and-coming Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. I felt why couldn't he just play this role? But I think he quit, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
He quit. And also, like Disney, if they were able to get their dirty fingers on him, they probably would have paid him a lot and eventually got him to play the Spider-Man that we all kind of truly loved. You know? But in this movie, I thought, Tom Holland did a great job as Spider-Man. Like I gotta give him credit. He did pretty good.
I agree with you. He did a good job portraying Spider-Man. Like when you see Spider-Man, when I think of Spider-Man, I think of like a youthful high schooler going on to college. So that's what he did. I think he did an amazing job.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he was just like really young. He's like that kid you want to just hang out with at like a club or something, Yeah. Like you try to help him out, get a girl's number or something,
Yeah.
The next thing, wanting revenge. Like the two, like in this movie, both these movies, there's this one whole bizarre thing where there's this guy behind the picture is wanting revenge. Like he wants like vengeance. Like in Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor. Like the dude was like, he just wanted them to finally fight each other. I felt personally that they should have had more Batman. Well, they both had their own inner conflicts, but I feel Superman was the only reason why Superman was actually fighting Batman was because his mom was kidnapped. He didn't really have like his own vendetta. Like Batman was too powerful. I thought Batman saw Superman as too powerful, but Superman just wanted to rescue his mom. I didn't see like there was like a true main conflict between the two characters.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
I feel Lex Luthor's actor Jesse Eisenberg. I don't think he played. I think he played his role too much like the Joker off of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
felt
you.
like it was just a little too crazy. Like it just felt like it was really, really bizarre. I mean, he was more like a crazy, spoiled 16-year-old. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
mean, the Lex Luthor I know. I mean, we all grown up to know.
Yeah.
Like the Kevin Spacey's.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Lex Luthor. I felt he was more like he's more professional. He had more like he knew what he was doing. He's kind of like the Donald Trump of the DC universe. Like, he wanted Superman dead. He almost got him dead. I mean, he almost. He almost. Next topic we got in Captain America: Civil War. Baron Zemo, the main villain from Sokovia. He was supposed to be like in a purple costume or a superhero suit. I mean, he was just. I think he was more of like a victim in this movie. He wasn't like a main villain, but he still wanted revenge.
Yeah.
And I feel like this isn't really like a versus movie. Like when I thought of Captain America: Civil War, I thought more of Iron Man with his crew fighting Captain America. You know, and I felt it was more like they should have like this is a fight, not like a whole like some underground revenge plot. You know. I felt like Captain America, like if he like had his own vendetta, his own like background, like reason why he's fighting Iron Man or fighting the Sokovia Accord,
Yeah.
like he could have been more like it could have been more about him because it's a Captain America movie, not this Bernard Zemo movie, you know, and I felt like he had too much of an impact in the movie. I felt like it just should have been between Tony Stark and Captain America. So could we say this like the whole like Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War, was it really like a verse on verse movie? Like Batman versus Superman. Can we say that's more like a revenge plot or more of like a
I feel like I wish it would have been more Batman v Superman.
Yeah, like-
it was just too slow for that. Like you only see Batman and Superman fight for like what 10 minminutes,
Yeah, 10
and then they just like, oh, we're friends again.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all it was like Batman's mom was the same,
Same name.
Same name
And
as
the trigger, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're friends again.
Yeah,
And I was
exactly.
like, what? Like, I want to see more of them fight. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. Once again, I really would have like loved to see like them actually create Doomsday, and they have to get all these other heroes to help take down Doomsday. Like they made this problem, you know, and it was just. I felt like the movie was just kind of like. This is more like too much exposition from. We see a bunch. I mean, of course, it's Dawn of Justice. We'll see heroes rising from from the streets, but at the same time, I felt. There's too much exposition. We see Batman's story in the very beginning, and then we see like Superman rising to power, and then we see just all those different things thrown at us, and then I felt like the fight show really took place in the middle of the movie.
I agree.
And I felt also that like the movie itself wasn't bad. It's a good flick to see if you want to bring your kids, your daughter, or your dog. I mean, straight up, like it's a good movie to see. Like if you love comic books. But I mean, if you want to see like a more of a deep drive of the story, this isn't really a movie. I don't feel. I mean, they try to go for that deep feel, but it's still not. It's not satisfying, you know.
I think Civil War did have like a showdown.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, as soon as they hit with the Sokovia Accords,
Yeah.
you can just see separation of the team, and
Yeah.
that was good. Like
Yeah.
you saw conflict and tension, and even with like the personal battles, like having Tony Stark's parents killed by Bucky. Sorry about that. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And just that stuff, and then Cap backing up Bucky, and so that I think that was good.
And would you say it ended on a dark note for both these movies? Like they
Kind of, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
like it ended in a way like a dark note, like when Batman v Superman.
Spoiler, by the way, spoiler alert.
Superman kind of
Yeah, he
died.
died. He kind of died.
Yeah.
Rocks were rising from his grave.
Yeah.
I guess the next movie is gonna be called Batman v Superman: Resurrection of Superman.
Yeah. And then with Civil War, it kind of ended like in a dark note because it kind of ended a friendship, but at the same time, it kind of reunited them towards the
Yeah.
end, like saying like if you need me, you know where to reach me, and I'll be there for you. And
Exactly. But
good.
I mean, what are they gonna do after that? I mean, the whole team split up. I mean, are they gonna do a whole another Avengers movie, like Avengers Reconnection? Because I mean, I was expecting to see the purple dude with the golden costume.
Benzema.
No, not Benzema. The one dude from Avengers. The
Vision.
not the Vision. The one dude with the he's like the main villain. Like he has the in the Avenger movies where it shows at the very end of the scene.
Oh, Thanos. Sorry.
Thanos, yeah, Thanos. I was expecting to see him, but this isn't an Avengers movie. It's a Captain America movie, so we're not going to see Thanos or his like giant purple scary face. So yeah. Anything else pops in there?
That was it.
I mean,
personal opinion, I enjoyed Civil War better.
Civil
I'm a
War.
Marvel fan. Yeah.
I mean, I thought both movies are decent, but they're not like they don't have that story where it's going to sink your teeth into, because there's always going to be like a happy ending, I don't know. I just felt like it was more like a WrestleMania script. Like we're just waiting for these two heroes to duke it out, like John Cena versus The Rock, Captain America versus Iron Man. Like, I just felt like this is getting ready to get like, okay, this is going to get good, but then the trailers kind of just do too much of that, and it's kind of, okay, I'm going to wait till the end of the movie to see them fight. Oh, they fight. Oh, what? And then that's it. So yeah, I felt Marvel Captain America Civil War was, it's pretty on point too.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the directors did justice to it.
Yeah.
Having all these characters in one movie,
Yeah.
and like giving them equal screen time, I think
That's
it was
true.
perfectly done well.
Yeah. I think Spider-Man, in his time of the film, I felt, he did his role well.
Yeah.
He did his role
Tom
well.
Holland
And
did
then Batman though, Ben Affleck, I don't know. I just feel kind of like,
Nah, not you.
not me. I felt more of Christian Bale because like,
So you grew up watching
yeah,
Christian Bale.
exactly.
It's okay.
Yeah, I kind of blame the death of the Joker, the actor who played him,
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, if he didn't die, I think we would probably have a whole different movie series going on. I just had that assumption because who knows? But now up and coming movies coming out this year. Actually, we got
Finding Dory.
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
yeah.
Been waiting for a long time.
I know. What, since 2003?
Yeah.
Dang, I was in like middle school when that movie came
I'm
out.
gonna go watch it. I'm gonna be like the oldest person there. All these little kids next to me.
Wow.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, doesn't Nemo mean like nothing or something? Nemo legitimately means nothing. Like
I'm not sure.
you're not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then Independence Day Resurrection comes out. Release date is June 24th, 2016. Like man, I'm hoping that movie's good. Like I was like, the war technically happened when I was 3 years old of the Independence Day. Like I really hope it's good. I loved the first one, but the second one, I just hope it just lights the candle. I really hope it does.
Even without Will Smith.
I mean, yeah, God. I mean, I really do love Will Smith as an actor, and I really hated when I heard that he's not being in this movie. I kind of assumed that because he's in the new Suicide Squad, and I'm really just kind of. I'm hoping it's good. I just have faith in this still. I have faith. I have the biggest faith in this movie, and it'll do great. Still, without Will Smith, it will be on its hind legs still. Oh my gosh. And that's it. There's no official release date on these movies. It won't be for a while because they just pretty much came out in theater. Well, yeah. I'm Tim, and this is Vinny.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching, and tune in for next time.